Welcome to the Friday Spiritual Checkup for April the 16th. A few weeks ago, I shared the story of my daughter Triona and how she created a quarantine survival kit for her best friend who was returning from Australia. And that gave me the idea of developing a spiritual survival kit of things that we can do to help us thrive during this challenging time. So far, we've only included two things in that kit, two very important things: Sabbath and meditation. And then last week we took a bit of a break for our Good Friday edition of the Spiritual Checkup. Well, I want to add one more thing to that kit. But before I do that, I want to ask you, what's in your kit? What are some of the things that you found helpful during this time? If you have something that you'd like to add to our kit, you can comment in the YouTube section, or you can go to our Facebook page, or you can text or email. Just tell us what's in your kit. What are some of the things you found helpful to stay connected with God, to stay connected with others during this time? Well, a couple of weeks ago, we also celebrated our 26th wedding anniversary. I know we look too young for that. We got married at 14. No, we didn't. But it was a great time, but it was a strange time. I had some great things planned for Christine, but because of the situation we're in with the pandemic, we didn't do the things that we had planned to do. So instead, we decided to gather, me and the girls, a number of small things from around the house, from the grocery store, things that we knew that Christine loved. And the theme was, these are a few of my favorite things. And we wrapped them all up, we put them in a bag, and we gave them to her with breakfast in bed on the morning of the anniversary. And she loved it, at least I think she did. But that got me to thinking, sometimes it's the little things that bring us great joy. And sometimes it's the little things that we are called to pay attention to. There's a story in the Bible about little things. It says in Matthew 25, Jesus tells a story of a master who had lots of money, and he decided to go on a trip. And before he went on the trip, he went to his servants, and he gave them some of his money to invest. One servant, he gave 5 talents. Talents is a measure of money. Another servant, he gave 2 talents. And then one servant, he gave 1 talent, according to their ability. And he said, do something with it, and I'll check with you when I come back. When the master came back, the guy that had received 5 talents, he doubled the investment. The guy that had received 2 talents, he doubled the investment. The poor guy that received 1 talent, he was so afraid of getting the master upset that he took that money and he buried it to keep it safe. The master was very angry with the last guy that buried the money. And he was angry because he expected him to do something with what he had been given, even though it was a small amount. There's a repeated phrase in the story, and it says, because you have been faithful with little things, I will give you big things to be in charge of now. And that's really the theme of the story, is being faithful with the little things. So what's in the survival kit? Opportunity. Maybe not big, world-changing opportunity. Maybe it's just little things. Maybe it's just small opportunities that you have right now. And God is calling us to be faithful with the little things, with the things that we've been given to do. Maybe that's a relationship with a spouse or with your kids. Maybe that's time for prayer or time for reading. Maybe that's just a simple call to a friend or a family member to check up and see how they're doing. We can't do too much at this time. We're restricted. But we have some little things that we're called to do. And God is calling us to be faithful with those little things. Well, there's a quote from Mother Teresa, and I'll end with this today. She said, not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. And maybe that's what we find in our spiritual survival kit, is some little things for us to do, acts of service, simple acts of kindness, that God is calling us to be faithful with during this time. Well, make sure you tune in to our Sunday service, 10 a.m. on our YouTube channel. Also, check out our website. Pastor Samuel has done an amazing job of simplifying that site so you can find things easily. One of the new features on that site is a parent page, so parents go and check that out. Thanks for tuning in, and God bless.